All I can say is get ready now. In tonight's main point, there is growing concern for flooding. A lot of the snow that has fallen into the foothills and the Sierra is about to get hit with rain. And I just got off the phone with people in Wilton, which is just south of Sacramento, who unfortunately are preparing for the possibility of more flooding this winter. And we expect to know about the concern there tomorrow. Meanwhile, this is what things looked like in El Dorado County in the town of Camino. The fire chief there says that they are switching from snow preps to swift water rescue preparation. They say that they anticipate many calls this weekend because the rain will fall on snow. And then roof collapsing. It's also a massive concern. Crews have been removing snow from the tops of people's homes. In Camino, residents, they're tired. They say that they need a break.
I haven't been able to get out of here since I think last Wednesday was the last time I've been out. You know, shoveling every day. And I'm getting too old for this stuff.
And emergency crews say that they are currently averaging about 8 to 10 calls a day in the Camino area. And then on top of that, there's still power outages. So we'll get to those a little bit later in the show. I want to go ahead and bring in Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods because we know those cold storms are turning into warm. And I just want to know what that means, not only for the snowpack, but I mean for those communities that have just been completely covered in snow already.
Right. And when you look at Camino, that's fairly low in elevation compared to what we normally see. So as you can see here offshore, what's going to be happening is this large atmospheric river hits early on Friday and even late into Thursday. The events that will be following will be the flooding concerns because you can see the snow changes. Our snow level actually will be above the passes. And Alex, I know we've been showing pictures of how high those snow plows have been pushing all that snow. We can go back to our graphic just for a second here because I do want to show how that's going to be changing here. There you can see Friday at 7,500 feet. And then by Saturday, we're down to about 6,000 feet. So by Saturday into Sunday, we will start to see some of these issues alleviated. But in that time frame, we're going to be looking at this flood watch in effect, as well as additional snowfall coming in, about 1 to 5 feet of snow in the high country with our winter storm watch Thursday through Sunday.
Okay, and we're expecting our water levels to rise. Could we see any releases in our dams?
Well, right now, our dams are looking pretty good. Our reservoirs still have capacity. Here's a look at where things stand right now. And you can see we're at about 60 to 75% of capacity for Shasta, Oroville, and Folsom. We're above historical averages, but again, even into New Melones, Don Pedro, San Luis, anywhere from about 45 to 80% of capacity. So we still have plenty of room in there. Now, the real concern is this excessive rainfall risk, and we're now in the moderate risk. That just got elevated for today with some of our rivers starting to get above flood stage as we dig deeper into Friday into Saturday. So we've got 6 that we're going to be monitoring as all this rain starts to fall. 5 to 7.5 inches in the foothills. And of course, gravity takes all that water downstream into the valley.
And with all this being said, we're not even done with our first storm yet, are we?
Right. And so that's what we're going to be looking at here, that low pressure system as we head into tonight, still digging its way inland. Now, this is still the remnants of that cold storm that brought all that snow that you just saw in Camino all the way down into elevations around 2,500 feet. We still have some moisture working in from off the coast here, and that's why we're still in with this winter weather advisory tomorrow from 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. with about 2 to 6 inches of additional snow. Again, those snow levels down to about 2,500 to 3,000 feet. So we see additional snowfall coming in. Down to about 1,500 feet in some pockets. It won't necessarily be accumulating snow at that point, but travel impacts still in our forecast for tomorrow with about 1 to almost 15 inches of snow in some places. And you can see it piling up here during the morning tomorrow into the early afternoon. Rainfall isn't going to be a whole lot more, about 1/4 inch or so by tomorrow. The timeline looks like this. For tonight, we see a break, and then here comes that band of rain and snow picking up tomorrow morning. Wet roadways for the morning commute. The snow finally tapers off, but we only have roughly about a 24-hour window because our big band of rain is quickly approaching. Now we're going to have more on that coming up in just a moment, Alex.
Thanks, Monica. And you can find the latest information on weather conditions, road and school closures. All you have to do is just download our free ABC 10 app. You can also upload your weather photos and videos so we can see what's happening in your neighborhood. And the lights are still out for thousands of people in our area. You can see here crews have made a lot of progress, but there are still a lot of power outages, particularly in Nevada County. I mean, fallen trees caused a lot of these outages. Our Luke Cleary shows us what it's like for people living without power.
a cot to sleep on, and a hot shower. Just the basics at this emergency shelter. As crews work for an 11th day in a row to clear trees and reconnect power across Nevada County after a snowfall even longtime residents say was epic.
You know, it's okay for the first day, but after the 5th or 6th day, it's like, will it never stop?
Nancy Sturk has lived here for more than 30 years.
We've never been stranded so long. We didn't get out until Friday, and that's because we have 5 tractors on the road, and everybody jumped in and did their part.
Clearing his driveway in hopes of a propane delivery.
It came down pretty heavy in the beginning, and luckily I have a tractor, so I was able to plow.
Ian Russell says his family has heat and electricity thanks to his generator.
You see all the trees down and all the lines tangled and everything.
All over Nevada County, you'll see scenes like this, a huge tree apparently overloaded by snow falling over into a power line and snapping off the top of a power pole.
So PG&E says we're supposed to get power by Wednesday, but I don't believe it. I think they got to put that pole back together first.
PG&E says there were more than 1,000 individual damaged locations, almost all of them due to falling trees.
We were pretty prepared. It was mostly just watching the snowflakes fall.
For some families, it's a matter of making sure supplies last. Others need help now.
And at this time, PG&E is urging all customers to update their contact info. That way they can keep you in the loop with current outages and information and any other details you might need to know during this time. Okay, we've heard your stories of stolen mail for months now. So what's being done about it? That's after the break. We've been reporting on mail thefts all throughout our area for months now. I mean, from thieves targeting packages to tax information and everything in between. So you already know Becca Habegger's been all over this. And you've been talking with neighbors who say they're fed up, they're done.
Yeah, you know, Alex, over the past few months, we've talked with folks in West Sacramento, Elk Grove, The Pocket, Placer County, and more, all of them dealing with mail theft, often starting with thieves breaking into a cluster mailbox. Now, today I spoke with 2 neighbors in South Sacramento's Valley High community. They say thieves busted open their mailbox 4 months ago. You see it there, and the post office hasn't replaced it yet. So they have to drive to their local post office and wait in line to pick up their mail. And they say they haven't gotten answers on when their cluster mailbox will be replaced or even why it's taking so long. Here's what they had to say today.
We go to the post office every couple of days to check our mail. It's an inconvenience.
Me personally, I go 3 times a week, and when I'm there, it's no less than 30 minutes in the line. The lines are long, the people are slow, there's mistakes that are being made, and even when we talk to the post office personnel that's helping us, they don't have answers. So that's a lot of time out of our day. We're, busy families, working women. We shouldn't have to deal with this.
This is ongoing.
It's been 4 months. That's absolutely unacceptable. There's no reason that it should take this long.
You know, here at ABC 10, we stand for you. So I reached out to the U.S. Postal Service today asking about this mailbox. They're looking into an answer for these neighbors. I told them we're doing the full story tomorrow. So I told them, by tomorrow, we would like this information, please. But meanwhile, I did speak on the phone with a postal inspector. He told me, it might seem like mail thefts are on the rise in certain neighborhoods, but to them, mail thefts are always happening. It's just a matter of where. He says thieves move to different neighborhoods. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service asks if you see something suspicious to report it to them.
Oh, yeah. If you see something, say something. And hopefully we'll have some answers for those neighbors tomorrow. And we look forward to seeing your story. Thanks, Becca. All right. And by the way, you can always keep up with this story and all the other stories that we're working on by joining our To The Point text group. Just scan the QR code on the screen right now using the camera app on your smartphone. It'll write you up a quick text. All you have to do is hit send and we'll keep you in the loop. And you already know you can always send us your story ideas too. It takes a village to keep these roads open in a storm. And there's a group of people who really deserve a shout out. So we're scraping some snow when we get back. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods. Monica, we're in the final hours of preparation. What do things look like tonight into tomorrow?
Well, we're going to still deal with some showers for tomorrow. You can see there's plenty of precipitation still trying to work its way through Northern California. This slides our way overnight tonight through early tomorrow, and you can see the hourly forecast for tomorrow. Quick shot of rain coming in here just after midnight, right through the very early morning commute, and then we start to see some clearing during the afternoon, but it's only about a 24-hour window before that next storm starts to arrive. That's our atmospheric river arriving on Thursday with higher snow levels, lots of rain and moderate flood risks. So now is the time to prepare for that flooding, getting your batteries, flashlight, food and water ready, and important documents as well. Plus, really important here, sign up for county emergency alerts, especially on your phone, just to alert you if there is an evacuation that is ordered. And we have a couple of areas that have flood concerns growing by the time we get to Friday into early Saturday. Rain and travel as well as flooding going to be on the higher end of impacts. The snow and wind in the moderate range. So wind still certainly working its way in there. By the time we get to Thursday overnight through early Friday, we really see these winds howling through the valley, the foothills, and the Sierra. Wind gusts up to about 45 miles per hour in the valley, up to 80 miles per hour for the Sierra. Wind backs off during the day on Friday, but the rain doesn't. The rain and snow we still have for tomorrow will be the colder storm that will finally push its way off to the east. Again, about a 24-hour window, and then here we go with that warmer storm. A great connection all the way into the tropics, which is going to feed it with a lot of warm moisture and bringing up that snow line. We'll still have snow in the forecast. It's just that we're going to see that snow level jump up to about 6,000 and at times 8,000 feet. So a moderate impact there with chain controls, reduced visibility and travel delays, roughly about 1 to 5 feet of snow coming in by Sunday evening. But the rainfall totals are really impressive here. 5 to 7.5 inches for the foothills. We'll still get rain at South Lake Tahoe from time to time. And then rain for the valley about 1 to 3 inches. And we'll take that all the way through the coast. So a lot of those coastal areas will have flood concerns as well. Think Big Sur, Santa Cruz Mountains, things like that. Highs in the 20s tomorrow for the Sierra, still in the 30s and 40s down low. We're in the 50s across the coast, and we'll still see 50s tomorrow. Tomorrow is really that last cold day for us because here you can see how the temperatures start to jump up by the time we get to Thursday into Friday, and we'll hold with those warmer conditions through the weekend. Our temperatures in the valley, and you can see with the bars how they start to go up, really climb about 10 to almost 15 degrees in some locations. And it is time to spring forward as well on Sunday with all that rain as well.
Thanks, Monica. And don't forget, we've got the latest information on weather conditions, road and school closures on our free ABC 10 app. You can also upload your weather photos and videos so we can see what's happening around your community. And it seems like all we've been talking about is nothing but weather in Northern California. And I want to share a text that we got from a viewer. They wrote in part, with all this snow in the Sierra and Tahoe, it's always the same old thing, talking to skiers and drivers. I think you should do a story on the unsung heroes, the snow removal operators. There's a small army of men and women keeping the mountain towns up and running. Without them, we'd be in a terrible disaster. Well, I 100% fully agree. So our Jordan Tolbert went up to Truckee and met a woman who had driven trucks for about 10 years when she got a job and applied for Caltrans. Now she's worked there for about a year, and she drives graders, loaders, forklifts, and most importantly, snowplows. So it's my pleasure to introduce you to Jacqueline Carson.
Another day at the office, or should I say, in the office. This is where you'll find Jacqueline as snow falls in the Sierra.
So I do my pre-check, and then I get on the road and we start plowing the road and pushing from one side to the other.
But the weather doesn't just happen from 9 to 5. During storms, she's out there 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I like the challenge. I think it's challenging, it's rewarding. I see we started with just snow everywhere, and we get done, now we have a black road and people are going through safe, and I think that's just really rewarding.
Jacqueline says the sheer amount of snow has been a little intimidating for her, but the team watches out for each other.
Yeah, we all get along, we all work well together, we all watch each other's back. I think that's so important, and me being a female here with these guys this first year has kind of been a little challenging. They're not quite sure what I know and absolutely know nothing, but I know how to drive. I think that's important.
And there are about 100 male equipment operators for Caltrans in District 3 for the Sierra 80 region, and 3 women.
I think it's really exciting when I look down, I have a girl or a boy going, oh, it's a girl, and they do this honking thing.
So if you see her, give her a wave and a smile, and don't forget to leave enough room for the crew to work.
But just be courteous to us snow fighters is what we are. We're out here fighting, yes. We're fighting the snow just so you guys could come and go,
And I want to say thank you again to everyone who is working to keep our roads safe and clear. And also for you at home, make sure that you take it slow next time you see them out there. They are working really hard. All right, here are some of the stories that people are talking about today. The Lodi City Council is appointing someone to fill former Councilman Shakir Khan's seat. In case you missed it, he was arrested last month on multiple counts of election crimes. The mayor went down to the county jail to get his resignation letter. Khan then said that he was coerced, but his seat was empty nonetheless. The council will now hold interviews for candidates to fill it. Governor Gavin Newsom says California will no longer do business with Walgreens because the company will not distribute abortion pills in 20 conservative-led states. Those states warned of legal consequences if Walgreens sold the pill. And there has been chaos in the air between near misses and then canceled takeoffs and even a mid-air attack. A man on a flight from Boston to LA tried opening an emergency exit and then attacked a flight attendant with a spoon. Look at this video. Thankfully, he was taken down. He could be facing a very long prison sentence, though, that's for sure. All right, and preparations are underway for Hollywood's biggest night this Saturday. Here's a live look at the red carpet in Hollywood, but we're making the event even bigger by giving you the chance to win a brand new iPhone 14. All you have to do is just scan the QR code on your screen. Go to abc10.com/Hollywood. All you have to do is put in your name and your email, and you'll be entered to win. ABC 10's Mark S. Allen will introduce the winner during ABC 10's morning on Monday, March 13th. And we're back right after this. Okay, who's hungry? Because we're cooking up some good old-fashioned soul food. Our Monica Coleman is digging into the history of soul food and the influence that it still has in our communities today.
Gumbo, fried catfish, oxtails, and greens are just a few of the things that bring people to Louisiana heaven for a taste of soul.
When I first bit it, my whole taste buds just went whoop, whoop, whoop.
Licking the Creole seasoning off her fingertips, Letitia Burns says soul food reminds her of Sunday dinner as a kid. Big meals, big laughs, and big flavor.
My parents are from Louisiana, Mississippi, and so we grew up eating greens and oxtails and ribs, fried chicken, which is all considered soul food. But this right here, this is home food.
To the Black community, soul food is more than just a meal. It's a way to connect, pass down stories, honor the past.
So our recipes are 100 years old. They were created by, great-great-great-great-grandparents of mine. Of course, I learned from the best, my mom, hands-on with her.
But also create generational wealth, which is why owner LaShonda Cormier says she opened up her restaurant.
I would love to teach, the younger generations, my recipes and how things are made.
The soul food that we think about today has deep roots. African-American Studies professor Kimberly Nettles Barcelone and author of the article Saving Soul Food says Southern cuisine dates back to when Africans were brought to America and forced into slavery.
If we think about the ways that Black people have been eating in the context of the U.S., we can go all the way back to periods of enslavement, the ways in which Black people who were working the land for the white plantation owners were also cooking food for the white plantation owners and themselves. They really were foundational to developing a Southern cuisine, the food of the American South.
Influence of Africa, Europe, and Native people became the foodways of Black people.
When we think about contemporarily think of soul food, that it doesn't become a thing until you see Black folk migrating out of the South
and taking their food cultures with them because they wanted to find home and comfort in these places that weren't where they had come from.
As for the love being cooked up at Louisiana Heaven, that will continue for years to come.
It's the atmosphere. You come in and it's all warm and nice. You know, everybody's getting along and smiling. You don't see no sad faces coming in or out.
All right, on that note, it's time for us to head home for dinner too. So I hope you have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.